Good morning, students. Welcome to the Masters New College video classes. Our today's topic vectors. First chapter in first PU syllabus. Before discussing about vectors, all of you need to understand the meaning of a physical quantity first. Students, in nature, any quantity which is measurable is called a physical quantity. Any quantity if that is measurable, sure it is going to call a physical quantity. So physical quantity which is measurable. Generally, these physical quantities are divided into two categories. All the physical quantities are divided into two categories. They are, one is fundamental quantities, another one derived quantities. Got it? All the physical quantities are classified into how many types? Two types. What are they? One, fundamental quantities. Another one, derived quantities. So here, these physical quantities are two types. One, fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities. Another one, derived quantity. Fundamental quantity and derived quantity. Fundamental quantity means the physical quantity which is not dependent on any other. Which is not dependent on any other. Such quantities are called fundamental quantities. Got it? For example, length, mass, time. These quantities, length, measurable, no doubt, right? Mass, measurable. Time, measurable. Got it? So these quantities never depends on any other. Such quantities are called fundamental quantity. Got it? For measuring these fundamental quantities, we are going to use some units. Units which are used to measure the fundamental quantity are called fundamental units. What are they? Fundamental units. So generally, length we are going to measure. What unit? Meter. Got it? Mass, how we are going to measure it? Kilogram. Time, how we are going to measure? What units? Second. Got it, students? So the units which are used to measure fundamental quantities are called fundamental units. Got it? So once again, please listen carefully. The quantity which is measurable in nature, that is called physical quantity. Physical quantities are classified into two types: fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Fundamental quantity means the quantity, the physical quantity which is not dependent on any other quantity, called fundamental quantities. Example for such a fundamental quantities: length, mass, time. For measuring these fundamental quantities, we are using some units. Such units are called fundamental units, right? So for measuring length, what is the unit we are using? Meter. So meter is a fundamental unit. For measuring mass, what unit we are using? Kilogram. So kilogram is also a fundamental unit. In the same way, for measuring time, what unit we are using? Second. So second is also a fundamental unit, right? The next one, derived quantities. Derived quantities means the quantities which are derived from fundamental quantities. The quantities which are derived from fundamental quantities. That means they are dependent. Derived quantities are dependent on other quantities. Got it? So just for definition, derived quantity means the quantities which are the physical quantity which is derived from fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. For example, velocity. Velocity. How we are deriving this one? Length by time. For example, density. How we are deriving this one? Mass by volume. Got it? For example, force. Mass into acceleration. So these are called derived quantities. So velocity, length by time. So it depends upon length and time. Density depends upon mass and volume. Force depends upon mass and acceleration. So the quantity which is dependent on other called derived quantities. Again, to measure these derived quantities, we are going to use units. Such units are called derived units. They are called derived units. For example, for velocity, length by time. For length, meter. For time, second. So meter per second. It is a derived unit. For example, density, mass by volume. For mass, kilogram. For volume, meter cube. Kg per meter cube. For force, mass, acceleration. For mass, kg. For acceleration, meter per second square. So the units which are used to measure derived quantities are called derived units. So this is the small difference between fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Got it, students? Okay. So now clear? All physical quantities are two types: fundamental quantities and derived quantities, right? So these fundamental and derived quantities togetherly again classified into two more types. They are one scalar, another one vector. Very important, students. Please listen carefully. All the physical quantities in nature are classified into two types, scalar and vector. Scalar means the physical quantity which is having only magnitude, but not direction. For example, mass. Magnitude means nothing but value. Don't get confused, students, here. Magnitude means nothing but value. For example, mass. Generally, we are going to say 10 kg mass, 13 kg, 1 ton, like that. We are going to specify its value. But is it possible to specify any direction for mass? Not possible. Such a quantity which is having only magnitude but not direction, such quantities are called scalar. And one more example, time. Generally we are going to say 10 seconds, 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 seconds, like that. Value we are going to mention. But is it possible to specify any direction for time? No. So for time, only magnitude available, but not direction. Such a quantity is called scalar. In the same way, distance means length of the original path followed by the person. Right? Further, there is no specific direction. Length of that original path we are going to calculate, like 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, we are going to measure. That's it. There is no specific direction further. Such a quantities are called distance. Such quantities are called scalar. So basically, scalar means, students, the physical quantity which is having only magnitude but not direction. Got it? Vector means the physical quantity which is having magnitude and direction also. For example, one object is available here. It is a block. I applied some force like this. Some force I applied, around 5 newtons I applied. So the block is going to move along x-axis. So here magnitude available. How much force I applied? 5 Newton. Right? That 5 Newton on what direction I am applied? Along positive x-axis. So here force is 5 Newton along positive x-axis. So here magnitude available and also direction available. The physical quantity which is having both magnitude and direction is called vector. Got it? For example, sometimes parents or sometimes lecturers are going to say, I don't know how you are going to secure, but I want 90%. 90% of the marks I want. That's it. That means they are going to give target in the form of magnitude, but not in the form of direction. They don't want in what way you are going to secure. Hige, hinge, ಆ ತರಹ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಈ ತರಹ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. 90% ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್. ವಿತೌಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ is it possible to get 90%? Not possible, right? That means you are going to become like a scalar or vector? Scalar. But you should not be like a scalar, you must be like a vector. Not only 90% target, along with the target proper plan you need. What direction I need to follow, ಹೇಗೆ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ 90% ನಾನು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೋತ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ magnitude, then sure you are going to become a vector. Then tell me, you want to be like a scalar or vector? No doubt you need to be like a vector quantity. Got it? So for these vector quantities there are so many examples are there. For example, displacement is also one of the vector quantity. For example, 5 meters along north. So here a person start from one point and moving towards north, right? Total length of the path 5 meters. In what direction he is moving? Along north. So here magnitude available and also direction available. Then it is called displacement, and this is example for a vector quantity. Got it? Now the vector representation of a vector means how we are going to represent it, how we are going to write. Just observe here. Representation of a vector. Students, generally a vector is going to represent by arrow mark. In this arrow mark, two things you need to observe very clearly. One is line. Length of this particular line gives the value of magnitude of the vector. Length of this line gives magnitude of the vector. And this mark gives direction. It gives direction. So here the arrow mark represents a vector quantity. Got it? For example, force is a vector quantity. Then for example we are going to write 4 Newton. F equal to 4 Newton, F bar equal to 4 Newton along north. Right, observe here. F equal to 4 Newton, F bar equal to 4 Newton along north direction. This is right, this is wrong. So here only magnitude you are representing. Force means basically it is a vector. Vector means here you must mention the symbol like this. You must mention the symbol like this. So here magnitude 4 Newton and also represented direction along north. But here F equal to 4 Newton. It is not a symbol of vector. This is the symbol of vector. So representation, please observe very carefully. Arrow mark. In this arrow mark, this is called tail. And so students, please observe carefully. Arrow mark represents a vector. Length of this arrow gives magnitude and this symbol gives the direction. This is called tail and this is called head. Don't forget, because in the coming classes we are going to discuss how we are going to measure the angle between the vectors. While calculating the angle between the vectors, you need to understand what is tail and what is head. Got it? So arrow mark represents a vector. Length of the arrow mark gives magnitude and arrow mark, the symbol gives direction. Got it?